G'day everyone, in today's video I'm going to take you on a full walk around and tour of my old man's XWGT, and later on in the video I'm going to tell you sort of things I really like about the car and some things I think are a bit shit, so let's crack in. So here is the vehicle here everyone. It is a 1969 build XWGT, which means it is a Windsor vehicle, not a Cleveland, which means it's got a nice burble to it. The Windsors have got a different character compared to the Clevelands. And yeah, I don't mind it. It's different to drive than mine. It doesn't bark as much, but does burble more, and I kind of like that. The colour is vintage burgundy, and it is a rare beast in the fact that I don't think many cars came in this colour in a GT. There are a lot of Fairmonts in vintage burgundy, but not many GTs. This thing came standard from factory with an FMX auto and air conditioning, and combined with the colour, kind of makes for like an old man's GT, which I think is kind of cool. Inside you've got all the full GT stuff. You've got GT dash, obviously, an original GT steering wheel, which is pretty cool, a clock, a working clock, which is excellent at draining the battery on this thing, full black GT trim. It sits on 12 slotters, and it has also got the massive Bathurst 36-gallon tank in it. We think the car was restored about 25 years ago, and it sat on a hoist for who knows how long before my old man purchased it off its previous owner. The body on this thing is as straight as a gun barrel as well. You can really tell someone has spent massive bucks or a lot of time on the resto. The paint's in really good nick too, but it is in desperate need of a polish. You can have a look and see some of the swirl marks and stuff that's accumulated on this thing over years of sitting under covers, but when you stand back from it, that colour just pops, and I love it. And it is a very detailed resto too. There's lots of bits and pieces on this which I think are really quite cool, like your stickers to say, you know, laminated windscreen. You've got your select air sticker at the back here, on the rear windscreen, which is here, and the dealership sticker as well. In the engine bay, you've got all your standard sort of GT type stickers, and I'll show you a couple of clips here. And even things like your springs and underneath the car all just look fantastic. So love the attention to detail on this thing. It really, really looks good. The trim, from what we understand, is all original GT trim as well. We had some trimmers look at the seats and redo the springs in it, and I think he said it's all factory, it's all original, hasn't been touched, which is really, really amazing. The steering wheel as well is also original. You can tell that by the date that's stamped on the back of it, and also the rim. It's kind of been polished from years and years and years of use by other folks and people. The only thing that we've really done to this, or he's done to it with his brother, is change the control arms. After sitting on the hoist for so long, the control arms got a bit droopy, and I think the rubbers shat themselves. So it's got new control arms in it. I changed the regulator in it, which you would have seen on one of my other videos. And then changed it back because I think it was just the wires going to the regulator. I've also adjusted the carby linkage, which you would have seen a video on. That woke it up a lot, and that's it. Like, we haven't even done really poorly, haven't really dropped the oil on it, but the oil's clean as a whistle because it's been driven like 7 times in the last 4 or 5 years. So it really does sit there and gather dust, which is a real shame. So I'm going to tell you about some of the things I really love about this car. So first of all, the way it drives. You cannot beat how this thing drives. Although it's a 20-year-old restoration, like, everything's brand new. The shocks are brand new, springs are brand new, tyres are, well, we put new tyres on it, but it just drives beautifully. It rides well, it's comfortable. For something that's so old, it really is an absolute pleasure to drive. I actually quite enjoy changing gears in this thing with the top loader. It just adds to the whole experience of driving a GT Falcon. I couldn't imagine having a GT Falcon that's automatic. They've got to be manual, and that's why this one was changed out. The second thing I love is how complete this car is. Everything that you'd expect it to be done on a restoration has been. Look, the doors just open and shut beautifully. They're so tight. The windows are in nice and tight. These things work. The dash is in properly. Nothing rattles. Everything lines up inside. Everything's in the right spot. It's just good. Third thing I love about it, I mean, really, come on, the color combination. It is just so rare. It is so good. It just looks awesome when it's clean, and even when it's just sitting in a garage, it just looks good. I mean, dark colored XW, oh, fantastic. The fourth thing I really like about it is the fuel lock. Let me show you this. So to fill up, you literally have to have your boot key handy. Open your boot, and with this device here, you have to pull out to be able to unlock the fuel filler cap so you can take it off, which will then release the fuel cap and allow it to turn and rotate. And it's the same thing when you go to put it back. You've got to line up your fuel thingo. It only goes to there until you pull the thing inside and it allows you to close it. Now let me tell you some of the things that I can't stand about this car. First one is the door trims. Let's have a look at these. So who in their right mind is putting screws through original GT door trims? I mean, when the rest of the restoration is done so well, why do they need to go and do that? I mean, it's stupid. Every door's like that, right? Look, even the rear doors. I mean, these are really, really good trims, except for the friggin' screws in them. It is just, I don't get it. I mean, what is going on? Granted, there are no rattles that come from the doors, right? They are dead quiet compared to mine, which shake, rattle and roll every time you go over a bump. But surely there was a better way to do it than just drill straight through the trims, because they're worth a fortune. What would you do? Who does that? Anyone else done that? What are you doing? The second thing I don't like is the ride height. Now, I don't know if this is factory height or not, but to me, this sits about an inch too high all around. Granted, it does ride really, really well, but I think, look at the rear. I mean, come on, that can't be factory. Another thing I don't like about this car is it just feels like it's lacking a bit of balls. I mean, it's probably got 300-ish horsepower, if that. And it is nice to drive and it is fun to drive, but it'd be just so much better if it had another 50, 70 odd horsepower, just to throw you back in the seat a little bit more when you're sort of slamming through gears. The last thing I don't like about this car, guys, and this might sound a bit stupid, is it's real. It's the genuine article. It is Fairdinkum, which means you can't do anything to it. I mean, you've seen my videos on my channel. I love to tinker and I like to play and try and improve stuff that probably doesn't need to be improved. This car in itself doesn't need to be improved. You don't need to touch it, but you can't tinker. And then if you did do anything, like if you wanted to put another cam in it or something like that, you devalue it straight away. Like I can't even put a new radio in it or hide a new radio in there, because then you're stuffing around with the wiring and then you're trying to hide stuff. It just takes away from the originality of the car as well. So that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that quick tour of the GT. If you want to see me drive the car, I'll leave a link up here somewhere where you can see me taking it out for a drive a couple of years ago. If you want to see anything in particular in this car, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to make a video for you or show you something up close, except obviously where it lives. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video. Cheers.